What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, this is the House of Chayton here with a new edition of Open House. I got off work a little bit early. Thought about why not. I may still stream once later on. I was going to stream before I went into work, but I was having technical difficulties. I was going to continue my Resident Evil 4 OG gameplay. Hello, Anthony. How you doing, man? Before let me cross the street real quick. And hello, Anthony, and it's all good, man. There's two Anthony's in the chat right now. Before I put the link out, what do you call it? We did get some breaking news today regarding the writer's strike being over. They were able to sign a deal, so that is good. But let's not forget that there's still an actor's strike going on. So that is still up in the air, but with the writer's strike being done, appreciate it, man. Hey, Cloudy Days. So, what do you call it? We still got the actor's strike, so we're not out of the woodwork yet regarding that, but step in the right direction in regards to the entertainment world. Hopefully we can get the actors strike done before the end of the year. But again, I am pro actors and writers, so I want them to get the best deal. I have not yet gone into detail what the deal pertains, so I'm not going to go in here and pretend that I do, because again, I just found out about this. Actually, I'll give shout out to Mr. David 3000 for first informing me about this. So now, as far as besides that, what do you call it? My day was good. Just like I said, woke up. Funny, I was actually, because me and Dan was on stream yesterday, but we weren't able to. And then today, but I overslept it. Plus, I was having technical issues, so that was going on. So, but hopefully my technical issues are over with, so I can maybe stream Resident Evil, because I did feel the need to do that. So that is one thing. I did also finally get an S with the Ada on Mercenaries on all stages. So that was nice. Excuse me. So we'll see. Again, I don't know how long I'll be streaming for. Probably maybe an hour, maybe less. Depends also on if everybody comes in or whatnot. And my phone battery, which right now it's at 41%, so that's good. Hey, Jay, how you doing, man? I don't know. I know Omega was telling me he may do a react stream to the Exiled Outcast thing we did on Donald Trump, which, depending on when he does that, if he does that like within 30 minutes, I would rather give him the time to do the stream and all that. But yeah, let me see real quick. Plus, I haven't had the urge to do these StreamYard things, but I was on Omega's stream. It was a fun stream. We had some good discussions, kind of good old-fashioned fun. Some debates. We had a very not heated in a bad way, but debate over the Chris Benoit stuff. Oh yeah. He like I know who it is. He's harmless, man. I wouldn't worry about it. Let's see, but I will put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to come in. I know Anthony Chobote said he won't be able to, which is understandable. It's been a. I feel like this day went by quickly, which is good. We're already getting into what do you call it? Getting the fall season. We're getting close to spooky season, so I'm excited about that. Like I said, I got some events going into next month, as well as some shows in Spider-Man 2, of course. So we'll see where that goes. Besides that, there's not been too much else going on regarding everything else. Just like I said, I'm just getting ready for October. Like October and November, because those are the 2 months I'm looking forward to in regards to stuff to do. And we'll see. I also saw that that big boy. I saw his account was suspended. I'm assuming that means he can't. Well, I'm pretty sure he can't live stream, but I'm sure he can't. Like I don't even know if he can use his online account. I've never been suspended from my PlayStation, which honestly I'm shocked. I'm shocked I've never been suspended off of anything besides Facebook. Oh hell yeah, man! I got a little bit of time till my birthday. Mine's not until November, at the end of November. So I still don't 100% know what I'm going to be doing my birthday, if I'm going to be doing anything. It's kind of weird. As I've gotten older, it's like the get-togethers are nice, but they're not stuff that you know. Like the main thing I've been doing since last year, I throw up my Cash App for the month of November. That's usually what I do nowadays. It's probably the only thing I really do for my birthday anymore, for the whole month. But I don't usually start doing that till like November time. But I do it for the entire month. What interests me more is, of course, October, Halloween season, all that shit. But then again, most of you who know me know I celebrate it all year long. Yeah, just glad I was able to, even though I wish I worked a little bit longer, I am at least glad that I'm able to get home at a good time. I may be going to see a chick tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends on her, hopefully. The first time I've seen this particular one since last year, actually. And ironically, it'll be with her friend. Unfortunately, she'll probably be the third wheel again. But not the first time nor the last time I've made someone the third wheel in a situation. I always say, hey, if you know what's going to happen, you know, then you're probably going to, it's no one's to blame but you yourself, unless you're driving that individual and all that shit. That's like your own way of doing that. I'm trying to think though, like we have Wrestle Dream, what was it, next weekend? For AEW. It's gonna be a busy weekend next week, or is it next weekend? I'm trying to remember. I know next week it's going, like I'm gonna be focusing mainly on last year's melted. Yeah, I'm gonna, during this winter, I'm gonna be starting to overhaul some stuff. You too, man. You too. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, shit. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting couple of weeks ahead. Like I said, I'm more looking forward to October and early November than anything else. I'm not really a festival person when it comes like Christmas, Thanksgiving to a certain extent, but not too much. And yeah, we'll see what happens with that. As far as like plans, hopefully we'll get Exiled Outcast back in running soon. Still no date on that yet, but we'll be playing that by ear. Bus is that? That's not the bus I need. Is that the bus I need? Oh no, I don't see it. Let me see. I don't know if I shared it in all the places yet. Let's see. Let me see. I'll share it here. And I'll share it, let's see. There. Oh shit. I put the link, the StreamYard link. We'll delete that. Not that I care because it's in my I'll leave it be for right now. Hey, what's up, Pixie? How are you doing on this Sunday evening? Is that the bus? Yeah, but it is. I know one thing I'm doing tonight, if I feel like it. That will be putting up my Nun poster. I just got that, the IMAX poster, so I feel you on that. But I'll be doing that, the Nun 2. I'll be putting that poster up hopefully tonight. We'll see how I feel once I get home. I may not want to do it. I may just want to game and fucking relax. Let's see. It's going good. Can't complain too much. 1 second. Oh, shit. Oh, let's see. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I can't complain. Things have been going good. It just oh yeah. Trying to. If anybody knows anything about IMAX posters, they are long. Oh, who's coming in? Let's see who's coming in. Oh, it's Blue.
Yo, what's up?
Nothing but just chilling right now. I was saying about IMAX posters. They are long and not too well. They're big when you put them up. Everybody who's seen any of my follows me on Instagram and shit, they know they've seen some of the posters I have, and the IMAX ones are pretty big. Like the Oppenheimer one, but I'm gonna be taking that down to put my Nun 2 poster up to possibly tonight. I have to move my couch to do that, so I don't know if I want to do that tonight or not. Because putting these IMAX posters are a bitch.
Yeah. As for me, like I just got done talking to Willard on Discord. You know, same old. We were just talking about you know, stuff we like in terms of movies and you know, video games and you know all that sort of thing.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah, what do you call it? Yeah, that's how it was right now. Like at work, we were just kind of it was dead tonight, and hopefully with the writer's strike being over with, hopefully soon we'll get the actor's strike done with too. That's something people don't like. Some people I've been noticing, they're like saying, oh well, that means everything's back to normal. Nope, not yet. We gotta get the actor's strike because the writers can start writing like scripts and stuff, but they can't start filming until we get the actor strike in motion. Like I said, I'm pro. What's up, Dragon? You at work? Are you available to come on? I won't be going live for too long. Probably about maybe next 30 minutes or so, because I'll be what do you call it? I'll be I still may be streaming later on. I'll be maybe doing Resident Evil 4, the OG. It just depends on everything. But how's your day? How was your day, Blue?
Same old, same old. Just chilling, doing nothing besides exercising and listening to music and stuff like that. I won't be here for too long because I got work in the morning, and I'm supposed to be in bed by 12. I know, I live with my grandparents. That they want me to not fall asleep at work, even though I'm 21, which is a bit weird. But you got to do what you got to do.
No, I get you on that, man. Yeah, trust me. Like there are certain days like what's worse, like okay, so like I think on Monday I go in like at 5. Like I said, I maybe go and see some chick tomorrow morning before work. So so I'm not planning on sleeping that much tonight. But it will help because once I get home Monday night, I gotta get up around 10 to go into work at noon on fucking Tuesday. So that's and then I think I got two more. I got 2 night shifts and I got 2 morning shifts. So it's not. And luckily I'm not. Luckily it's not gonna be too bad where I have to get where one day I don't have to get up until 10 o'clock. So basically, as long as to get 8 hours, as long as I'm in bed by 2, I'll be fine. And then I think I go in like at 10:30 on Wednesday. So I'd have to get up like around 9 o'clock, just to get down or to get to my work and all that. It doesn't usually take me that long. If I have to go in like at 10:30, then usually I don't have to get up till like an hour beforehand, an hour and a half. So, but like if I'm going in like at 10 exactly, then usually I have to get up 2 hours beforehand, and all that. It just depends on your on the situation. But like it sucks whenever you work like a night shift, like until like midnight or something.
Yeah.
Usually I usually don't get home till 2. And then I have to get up and then work a morning shift the following day. So you're barely getting like 5 to 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, excuse me. I only work for like 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I also have a second job as a dog sitter, and my work shift.
Wait! You're a dog shitter? I didn't know.
Sitter. I said sitter.
Oh.
What's up, Jordan? I wasn't expecting to be up this late. I'm kidding.
But
well, then again, I mean, I was bored.
So
I feel you.
Yeah. My work schedule is like from 8 o'clock until 5 in the afternoon.
That's not bad. Before I continue, how are you doing today, Jordan?
Nothing much. Just been, hanging around. Plus, I've, forgot to, check on the statistics on how the week-long marathon went on. So I'm just gonna check them on right now for the views. And only one of the videos got a copyright thing, even though it's not a copyright strike, it's a copyright thingy, like because you have Riding Dirty, I'm like, it's 8-bit. It's not the same.
Oh my god. That's not good, man. You better you know what? Trillionaire, he's going to sue you.
No. No, he's gonna sue you.
And
Jordan, was it for the Spider-Man gameplay or no?
Nah, it was for the Riding Dirty 8-bit. Even though I don't understand, it is 8-bit. There's nothing.
It's weird. It's weird because I have like in the past I've done like slowed down versions of songs. Like I did a slowed down version of "Don't Fear the Reaper," and sometimes I'll get copyright claims. And then sometimes I don't.
Claim. That's what it is, a copyright claim, not a copyright strike.
Copyright claims are like I always tell people, it's not the end of the world. Like I one of my older songs was or actually one of my recent songs was "How Soon Is Now" by The Smiths. And I think that was actually the original song, and that one got claimed every time. But even going back to actually I got a better example. So when Dan and I, before we made the new intros, we used like When the Man Comes Around and Hurts by Johnny Cash. Those
Right.
those were slowed down versions. Like he did everything to make them not be, and they got covered. Not all of them. It depended on the thing, but yeah. What were you gonna say, Dragon?
Oh, I was gonna ask Jordan, like, what the hell, man? Trimillionaire, he's gonna freaking sue you.
Like hell he will. Like seriously.
You know, wanna know how he's gonna get you? He's gonna come rolling and troll you. And he's gonna catch you riding dirty. So he's gonna roll by your car and play his song to let you know that, hey, I know you've been using my shit. It's a scare tactic, by the way.
Of
Dragon, do
course,
you
it's a scare
like?
tactic.
I forgot to ask you. I don't know if I ever asked you this because I've asked Dan this question. But Dragon, do you want to ride dirty with Jordy?
Wait, you asked Dan this question?
Yeah, I've asked it to him in the past.
What was his response?
I can't remember because we just
Oh,
joke
oh,
about it.
Oh, you
But
wanna
you
know
wanna-
what wanna what's
Yeah, what's
my,
your answer?
No, you sick fuck.
Oh, what's wrong with riding dirty with Jordy?
I knew he was gonna say that.
See how he wouldn't let go. He wonder why he's so curious, Jordy, because he wants to put himself in that position, but he want to make sure that I answer it first, so that he can make fun of me in the future.
That's
No,
true.
no.
He
But
has a
anyway,
knack for that.
What's up, Mason? How you doing, man?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see if Omega, because I know Omega said he was going to react to the Trump stream we did, or Trump video we did, which I'm kind of curious. We'll Exiled Outcast will get our first reaction stream. Appreciate it, James.
Mhm.
Appreciate the love, man.
Okay,
Hey,
so all
Jordy.
the
If you ever meet Che in real life, you should wrestle him.
last thing Shaden would want from me is to wrestle him. Trust me.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of ball grabbing, I'm sure, from his end.
Let me guess. Is it ancient Greece? Is it?
I'm
Is
sorry.
it?
that
He-
Is
he'd
it?
be-
Let me guess.
He'd
Is
be
it
watching
ancient
too much.
Greece?
Oh, I was
Is
gonna
it-
say he'd be watching too much Ric Flair. You know how Ric Flair would grab someone by the
Well,
balls.
That's
well,
what Ric
is
Flair
it-
would do too? Yeah.
Well, I will compare that to ancient Greece wrestling style.
Ancient Greece wrestling style. Wait, they used to grab balls back in the day? in
No,
ancient
they
Greece?
will wrestle butt naked in front of a million or thousands.
I
No, wait, Jordan. And before you become conservative, back then that was considered the most manliest thing you can ever do. Back then,
Like wait, or what do you mean? Like in your story?
Yeah,
oh no, your story, you sick fuck.
No, I'm talking the Blue. I saw what Blue.
yeah, it's that ideal animated project that I've been telling
Oh
you about.
yeah. Someone was gonna say though, we're going, hey, what's up, Insane? How you doing, man?
I got the views total I got for the whole week long marathon, all of it combined is 587. It's not really what I'd call like somewhat of an improvement, but it's something. I mean, I just wish
Hey.
there was more.
Hey, Jordan,
Yeah, I'm curious to wait until the end of the month to see what my overall view, because like my shorts have been doing really well in terms of overall views. And even some of my gameplay streams, it depends. Like I know some of my UFC gameplay videos got like 100. I know like one of my AEW videos got that.
Hang on a second. Chayton Shorts. That's kind of. I mean, that's actually a pretty good nickname for you, Chayton Short.
Oh yeah.
Sounds familiar? Hey, wait. That name sounds familiar, Jordy.
I remember, what was it? Yeah, I remember that account. Anthony Lewis says, "Oh, I did not know that." Shit, I haven't listened. I remember Bone Thugs had a song on the Spider-Man soundtrack for the first Spider-Man movie. That soundtrack is one of my favorite. Like of all my movie soundtracks, it's same with.
Doesn't it also have that that song at the end of the movie where it's played by Nickelback? You know.
Yes, Chad. Yeah, well, it's weird because even though it's Nickelback, it just says Chad Kroeger featuring, who's the lead singer of Nickelback, featuring Josie Scott, who was, of course, the original singer of Saliva.
I don't get the hate with Nickelback, to be honest.
I think it's just
I think it's just to join the bandwagon hate.
I prefer old Nickelback compared to like more new Nickelback, but like it's it's like a lot of the 2000s bands get a lot of hate, like Limp Bizkit, which again I was a fan of Limp Bizkit growing up. Creed is
Dude,
another
Limp
one.
Bizkit was like, for Undertaker's theme, like rolling.
Yes. And then Creed is another one, and it's funny because again, as someone who most of you know, even though Dan likes to say I'm not a religious person, even though Dan thinks I am. Anyway, regarding all that, Creed was a band that I liked, even though again they were supposed to be a religious band, and I know some of their undertones with some of their songs, like My Own Prison. I look at it from in my perspective from a different point of view, but I can also see from the religious side of things, which I do appreciate. It's not like so in your face, but it's like it's there. You can see it. Like I don't mind. It's like anything. I don't mind stuff like that as long as it's like kind of like even if it's subliminal messaging underneath it. It's just like when I've written poems in the past. A lot of
like hide and write.
Okay, either he was gonna say it or I was gonna say it. Like, do you want to hear another one of my disaster pieces?
And so basically, Jayden, are you gonna read poems while hitting Jordan in the wall?
Oh my god!
Why did you compare me to Michael Cole, you sick bastard?
I was waiting for somebody to bring that up, and of course, to no one's shock, it was Dragon.
It's so funny. Like in SmackDown history, no one ever mentions that. You know why? Because they know that was the first time Michael Cole ever lost his virginity. I know that sounds sick, but it's the truth.
I know, right? Well, Jordan, you're going to hell for that, man.
No, he's not. As long as he repents, it's all good.
And I'm gonna expose you for the 2800th time for being a rape advocate.
Don't forget, it's actually, you can't say that word anymore because after all, it's sexual assault.
Rick.
Oh yeah, or we get canceled by YouTube. But then again,
yeah, because there's another YouTuber that I've joined before and she cannot say that word, like the R word, or pardon my French, rape as it is, because for some reason it's like, someone gets offended by it. I'm like, I mean, we're not trying to use rape as a joke. It's just that, it's just a word. I mean, anybody can use it.
You know what's funny? I learned a new word today. I did not even know it was an actual word, but there is a new form of racism apparently and all that. It's called ageist.
Oh,
ageist?
Yes. So apparently, okay. So for a parent, basically you're against someone because of their age. I'll make jokes about like people I work with who are younger than me. I'll make saying especially if they call me old, right? They're, mind you, 20 somethings, like early 20s, calling me old because I'm like a year and a half closer to 30, right?
Right.
Okay, so apparently making fun of a generation, saying, you young whippersnappers, you don't have it hard like you say you do, and this, that, and the third. Apparently that's age. I did not, and again, I first when my coworker told me about it, I was like, that can't be a real word. And then because he was telling me, why are you being so ageist? And I'm like, what? And so he showed it to me, and I was like, if it's on the Urban Dictionary, it doesn't count. And then they showed me, it's on the dictionary. I was like, wow, I did not know that. Apparently, also yeet is also in the dictionary now.
So basically, retard is fun. Oh my god. Well,
it is.
Well, for you and everyone else, including myself sometimes, yes. But still, I didn't think that was an actual word either, like ageist. I mean, that's news to me, but
yeah, apparently it's only been around for a few years now, but yeah, and
there you go. It's been around for a few years because it's being made up by a bunch of Generation Z bopper bitches.
If that's the case, then I'm a Jordanist.
A Jordanist? What the?
Yeah, at this point, I'm ashamed to be part of.
It means I discriminate against anyone who's from Jordan or is named Jordan.
I thought you were a Satanist.
Seriously, like
A Satanist? No, I'm a Satanist.
I
I thought, well, hell, a lot of people were Satanists back in the day.
Oh, stop being such a narcissistic guy. You're the only Satanist. Oh no, I take that back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I take that back. You did have a Satanist member. And he's from Alabama, but you used to.
Oh yeah, I had a conversation with him a few. Yes, I know my boy Anthony brought it up because and all that because apparently he made a video on Anthony and I'm like thinking, what did Anthony, not Anthony Luna, but Anthony Chobo. I was like, what is Anthony? He doesn't even talk to. I guess because he sees a money stream. But but yeah, no, I've always said this. Like I know he has his moments where he hates me and all that, but I will always have a soft spot for him. So even though I don't consider him drama. I consider him my entertainment. Hello, Will Ferrell, #1. How you doing, man? But let's see. You mean, yeah. Thank you for not saying that last part, Blue. I do not like that. I do not like
That's okay.
I will
That's
say,
okay.
yeah.
I like it, but it's fine if you don't like it.
Yeah, one thing I've always said. I have a very few set of morals, but I do have morals.
Basically, it means I may be a piece of shit, but I'm a piece of shit with standards.
No.
I agree with Dragon on that last part right there.
No. I'm a scumbag. But here's the thing, I'm your scumbag.
No. You said I'd rather be a piece of shit than a homophobe racist.
That too, but yeah,
you said that a few years ago, didn't you?
But yeah, I'll
use
use
history.
this.
We don't want to get back into that now.
Yeah, I'm a scumbag, but I'm your scumbag. There we go. So I'm doing good just watching Peeping Tom. Oh, interesting. Oh, I didn't. Well, at least we know Tom peeps and went through windows. That's confirmed.
It's funny that you say that phrase. You didn't by happy chance steal that phrase from MJF, now did you?
What?
Oh, speaking of MJF.
I figured.
Oh, speaking of wrestling, hey, Che, are you ready to hear this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Jordy, what do you think of Christian Cage?
Chayton 2.0.
And I don't know if you saw it, Dragon. I was to say go back and watch his stream, but Jordan's laugh was hilarious when Eric said that Christian Cage looks like me.
He does.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I think I know why you hate Christian Cage, because he reminds you of Chicken in his heel days.
Oh no, I don't hate Christian Cage. I love Christian Cage. I mean, he's one of my favorite underrated wrestlers. In fact, he's never really acknowledged for most of the accomplishments he's done. The reason why I compare him to Chayton is because when he won, well, now he won the TNT title this past Saturday, if you didn't watch Collision, but when Luchasaurus won the TNT title, on the very first episode of Collision against Wardlow, Christian Cage, out of nowhere, grabbed the belt, never let Luchasaurus touch it, and Christian acted like he was the one who won it, okay? And this reminded me of when, you remember that debate, between Tom and, Jerome with that whole Mortal Kombat 2021?
Which is on this channel right now if you want to check it out for any of the old school fans.
And if you guys didn't know, Chayton, he was celebrating it was as if he won the debate and not Tom. So that's what it reminded me.
Yeah, we won. And then Tom's like, I won.
Yeah, but then again, he's Tomosaurus. He has to be silent, and
he's my instrument of destruction.
And you're in the ring, jumping around gaily, with the title.
You hear that? You hear?
Yeah, damn it! I didn't even think about that, Dragon. When last night with the whole situation that was going on in Vegas, I can't believe I did jokes that would be very Christian-esque to Hills Have Eyes. I'll just say it like that. But I did.
Are you talking about wrong term?
I didn't.
Go ahead, Blue. Go ahead.
I'm gonna head out for now. I'll see y'all later.
Oh, you take
Appreciate
it
you
easy.
stopping by, man.
Hey, what about the wrong
Wait,
turn?
wait. Do you still call him Tricky or what? Like I call him Shark Man because
I
that's what
call
he's.
him Blue. It's like he like he's kind of like
Easier.
me in a way. He's had so many name changes, like myself.
Well, at least you
Yeah.
admit you've had so many name changes. It's like a
Oh, yeah,
identity
well, yeah.
crisis.
I remember he was really bad that he cried like a fox.
Who
I
cried like
cry.
a
Oh my
fox?
god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait. Who cried like a fox?
And not to mention, I remember a couple of people too.
And then I remember the priest, and then the
The
first
priest,
vampire, you know, and
the
then
vampire. Oh, and don't
a
forget the
cult.
demon. He's a demon. He's the devil.
Oh yeah.
I re-
Damn. I don't think
Hey,
MJF
Jordy.
called. Wait.
Hey, Jordy.
I don't think MJF started calling him. I think I was the first person to be called the devil, and I started running with it. So I think
Jordy.
MJF
Oh
also
shit.
owes me legit residuals.
Hey, Jordy's still there? Because I need
Yeah, I'm
his
still here.
reaction. Oh, do you remember Cody?
Cody Rhodes.
No.
It's all
I-
quiet. Jordan's still trying to think.
I really don't know.
I'll
who
put
you're
it in the
referring to.
I'll put it in the private chat just for shits and giggles.
I'll say
Yeah.
it. Probably good idea.
Yeah, we don't want to get people thinking we obsess over the page, dude.
Hey, we're just reminiscing, okay?
Oh my god! Oh, that Cody. Oh my god! First of all,
Yeah, he needed someone to stroke his ego.
oh my god, he needs
So-
someone to stroke his ego, right? To imagine it.
Oh, damn it!
Don't worry. I got a good amount of real women to worry about that now, so that's all good. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah. You
Gucci.
need real women now instead of a fake account calling it something bad Fox. But anyway,
But don't worry.
Hey, back
I don't know
then,
if I told you.
Chayton, he used to be lonely back then. And he wanted to look cool, so I understand.
I know. I had to run my own blow up doll factory.
actually,
yeah.
it is true that it's like me and Shane,
No, fine.
have something in common. Like it's like we always want to be the cool kids at the table, but at the end of the day, no matter how many times you impress people, you're not going to be one of the cool kids at the table because all you're doing is selling your soul. That's it.
The best way to be
Oh.
cool is to do your own thing
Exactly.
and mind your own business,
Yep.
and then the real people would notice.
Yep, that's why now, like I said, but yeah, now that I think about it, I gotta also file a lawsuit on MJF because technically, credit to your mom, Jordan, the devil name started with me, like Christian Cage with the whole thing. So now I gotta sue him for residuals. Damn it, I should have freaking damn it, I should have told him I was suing him when I met him.
Yeah, you should
Sloppy
sue
Maybe he-
Christian Cage
maybe-
because
Sloppy
Maybe he-
says, I'm a cool kid, J-Man. I've seen this guy before in Miss Mona's live chat. He's actually pretty funny, not gonna lie.
hey,
Yeah,
I think,
maybe MJ would have hit me in the balls like he hit Big Boy in the balls.
Oh my god, you know what? I'm surprised Big Boy had any balls anyway.
hey, I'm surprised that he didn't press charges.
No. I'm surprised he didn't press charges for sexual assault.
Why? Explain. Can you elaborate, sir?
Because he got tapped in the pussy.
Chayton, I need your comment on this.
What? I
You
don't know what he has.
You don't get what I'm talking about in regards to Chase. Like I'm surprised he didn't press charges on MJF for slapping, or like turkey tapping him in the pussy,
For grabbing
Because-
him by the pussy.
Well, because like I didn't instead if he did how do we know he even has balls? And I'm not trying to bury him. I'm just simply trying to be
How do
funny.
we know you don't have balls, Jordan?
At least I can admit I have balls the size of grapefruits, but then again, that's another guy.
So you're gonna dye your hair jet black and
Holy shit!
Put the mustache.
Hey, Chain, I have a
Become
problem.
Telemundo villain. What, Dragon?
This is guy with an animal head with big hammer. He's chasing me.
Oh, Jack, I get that. I get that. Like either film it or they real.
No, this guy. I'm at the farm, and he carried a giant hammer. He has like a freaking like a bull head as a mask.
Holy crap! Wait.
Wait. Are
Wait,
you
what-
sure you haven't been playing too much Resident Evil 4 remake?
No, I'm playing it right now.
Oh, you're home. Okay. I'm like you're at the.
Yeah,
Wait. What
Yeah.
area? Okay, so where are you at?
I'm still in the beginning. I'm barely starting.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, yeah, 'cause
Let
I
me
know the full
ask
puzzle
you
is
something.
locked in.
Let me ask
Go
you something,
ahead.
Chayton.
Yeah, go ahead.
All kidding aside about Ulysses, why would he let himself get tapped in the balls by MJF?
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't expecting it.
Does he
That
not
would be more
realize
something
that
I would-
he's done this before with other fans on meet and greets?
Well, yeah. He was the only thing he told me was like I think he said, "Oh fuck," or something to that extent because he saw me with a CM Punk shirt, which I wore that for that reason. But like in regards to him wearing like at the show we were at, I had a few buddies of mine. They wanted to go meet him, and he literally took his title belt, tossed it to the ground. He took his jacket off. He was dressed up as Orange Cassidy. He took his jacket off and tossed it to the ground. I think he took his sunglasses. He tossed it to the ground, and all that. So like I'm not like he does this a lot. Like I was waiting for him to do, and then this other guy he was wearing a white CM Punk shirt, and he decided to give him a free autograph on his shirt. He didn't do that to meet the, even though I would have liked that. 'Cause I would have been like, hey, hell, I'm gonna hang this up now.
Get it?
It's a
Hang?
collectible.
Makes sense.
Because if I ever had like a shirt signed or something, I would have been like, "Fuck, I'm not washing it. I'm not doing. I'm just going to freaking like fold it, hang it up, or put it on a frame it, just so I have it there." Because again, it'll be basically a collector. I say, "Hey, CM Punk T-shirt signed by MJF." That's like I'm sure the Bray Wyatt stuff, even though I don't think nobody should, because again, the man just passed away. But I'm sure some of the Bray Wyatt
It's been a
merch is gonna go up. Like I got
funny.
the Fiend. I got the
So-
Fiend.
Hey, funny.
Go ahead.
Hey, funny how you mentioned Bray Wyatt. It's been a month since he passed.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to believe, though. I mean, when I was reporting this on R&R, you could tell that I was upset, and I was very, emotional about this because,
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
like, two days in a row, you got Terry Funk, who obviously, like his time was coming. I mean, besides the guy wasn't getting any younger, but yet at least he died of peaceful old man, and he didn't have to die in the ring, thank God. But the one thing
Yeah.
you did not expect, or anybody ever expected, was Bray Wyatt having to die due to a heart attack because he was napping without his defibrillator. And
Yeah,
that, and that in of itself is effed up in so many ways that I can't even begin to explain.
And now, and you know what's funny now? I'll probably keep this stream going for a little. I got 26%. I'll probably keep it going until I get home. I'll probably walk the rest of the way because I'm like, fuck it, since we're having some good conversation.
Yeah.
But something I was going to say regarding that is that, and also, I think a couple, like the day that I think it was either the day of or the night or the day after, I was rewatching some of his matches. I was rewatching his fight, like the Royal Rumble match, and I realized I was like, "Holy shit!" I was at I was basically at his last televised match. Not his last match because that was at live events, but his last televised match. Me, Chase,
Yeah.
even Lennon could say he was at Bray Wyatt's last televised match.
You know what?
I don't know
I
if
was
you ever
actually-
knew this.
It's
I
so
don't know if you
funny.
ever knew this, Jordan, but yeah, Lennon was at the Royal Rumble too.
I know. I know about that.
Oh, okay. But anyway, go ahead.
Funny thing is, now call me crazy, but I was actually at Terry Funk's very final match at an indie event.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in a 6-man tag match. He was with
How
Okay,
fitting.
he was facing the Jerry Lawler, Brian Christopher, and some other guy. I can't remember. I think it was. I'd have to look up on CageMatch.com just to figure it out.
Just
you
to
know?
verify.
Just to verify, but I know I was there. You know why? Because it says the Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium, BTW, Big Time Wrestling.
Oh yeah, and that's great. Like because it's like the other event that I would say I was a part of that was in a way history making was, of course, I was in Houston, Texas for Vengeance Night of Champions back in 07. That was the event where Chris Benoit, of course, was supposed to face CM Punk for the ECW title, but instead he was busy murdering his wife and son. But it's just.
I found it. I knew he was teaming with Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, and he faced off against Jerry Lawler and his son Brian Christopher and a guy by the name of Doug Gilbert.
Doug Gilbert. I don't think that was Gil or Gilbert. Maybe
No,
it was.
wasn't no.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
It wasn't Gilbert. Trust me.
So it wasn't. So not Dwayne Gill.
No.
Oh yeah, Dwayne Gill. Okay, sorry, I was thinking of someone. I was thinking of a different name. Yeah,
Just to coin a phrase. Nope.
But yeah, it's fucking. It's just crazy to think about like that, and like what you call it. But yeah, it's still just crazy. Like, and I still have like I'm glad also one of the only things I got when I was at when I was going into that Superstore, which, oh my God, that was such a cool experience going to like basically the mini fan access they had at the inside the lower levels of the Alamo Dome. But my main goal was to go in. The one thing I wanted to get was the Uncle Howdy mask. So I was so happy to get that. I even had it when I did my first House of Chain live podcast on location. I think that was the week of Bray Wyatt's passing, so I dedicated it to him. But I brought the mask with me, and I placed it basically on the table, so that way it was symbolic for that. I just thought that would be kind of cool. If I had any Terry Funk stuff, I would have brought that too. Let's see who's coming in now. Let's see. Oh, we got Brandon Martin.
Oh, Brandon, didn't expect to see you here, man.
I know, right?
Hello, Brandon.
And hello,
Hey,
Richard.
Brandon Martin.
Yeah.
Brandon Martin, you need to tell me your comment on that Dolphins game.
Oh,
Who won?
to be honest, it was the Steelers who won that game over the Raiders.
And what the Dolphins game? It was terrible
Oh my
for the other
God,
side.
it was. I saw that. I was like,
I feel
30
bad.
fucking points. I'm like, my God.
And the Cowboys lost, which again I could give two shits about the Cowboys, and I'm from Texas, so.
Well, my dad could actually give a shit about the Cowboys, and he's not even from Texas.
I know it's funny how it's like I'm a Saints guy. I'm basically whatever team Tom Brady's on. So it's funny how I more go for talent. I was a big Saints fan back in the Drew Brees days.
Oh, this is
I'm
what you
more
were talking about when I was talking about like the most hated players, like whether it's in the NBA or the NFL.
Yeah, I'm more for I'm not really for the team as a whole. I'm more for the people in it than anything else. Like, of course, with the Bulls, I loved, of course, Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman.
Dennis
and then,
Rodman, Jesus help me.
Well, I was a fan
Jesus help us all.
I was that was and I became familiar with Dennis Rodman before. It's like Michael Jordan, Space Jam. Dennis Rodman was because of the NWO. Him walking out smoking the big cigar with fucking Hollywood Hogan.
Oh, damn. Fucking
By the way,
it was.
By the way, Dragon. Oh, go ahead, Jordan.
It was on September 23rd, 2017, when Terry had his final match in the Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Damn.
Or later.
It's just crazy how he was still wrestling not that long ago. Someone was going to say though regarding all this, and it's funny also because like I said, I've been to 3 Rumbles, and they've all had some history with them. 07 was when The Undertaker won his first and only Rumble at number 30. He was also the first man to win the Rumble at number 30.
Oh yeah.
And then also that very good, or that fantastic, what was it, last man standing between John Cena and Umaga. Also, when I had a sign for, what's his name, Mr. Kennedy, I wanted him to be Batista, because I was a big Kennedy fan back then.
Wait, was that
and then,
was that at the Rumble at a Rumble event too?
yeah, and then they had the match between ECW champion Bobby Lashley versus Test.
Oh my God!
That was
Oh my
Test's
God.
last WWE pay-per-view match before he of course, left WWE.
Well, he
I'm
got
trying
released,
to,
of course.
yeah, and then I'm trying to think, and then Royal Rumble 2017. That was at the Alamo. That was when John Cena won his 16th world title, beating AJ
Oh
Styles.
my God! Okay, let me just say this real quick. I didn't mind Cena becoming a 16-time champion, but here's my biggest beef: not at the expense of AJ Styles, because that was a terrible move.
Yeah, I was on the girl I took to that show. She was a big AJ Styles hater, and I was a big AJ Styles supporter. So she was so happy when John Cena wanted just to stick it to me.
Yeah, well,
what you call-
she can't even. Well, I bet she was so big, she couldn't give you a DX chop if she tried. But
You hear that? He called her a Grand Canyon.
That was a Grand Canyon though. Actually, that's the story about when what was it? I still credit that Triple H line when he said that to Stephanie. That's where I got that line from when I would make insults to Grand Canyon. I would say Grand Canyon. Anyway,
but here I think
go ahead.
Okay, even though this was a terrible decision, also again at the Royal Rumble 2017, the fact that they put Roman effing Reigns at number 30, though he was the most hated babyface of the company.
Well,
The
that
one
same
thing I
chick
loved-
loved Roman Reigns too at that time. So it was so funny because like a year later, when we started talking again, when we started to actually be a couple, she was we stopped talking for a little bit for different reasons, but she literally told me she became a fan of AJ Styles and she wasn't that big on Roman Reigns. I told her, I said, "Oh, so you missed me so much, you switched camps. I see."
I see.
I see what you're doing. I like, oh no, it was funny because we were chanting for Joe when the buzzer was going off. We were like chanting for Joe
For number
and she
30?
she kept telling me, she's like, well, technically a Joe did come out because Roman Reigns' first name is Joe. Yeah. I was like, fuck.
Okay, you want to know what's so funny? The day after the Rumble, and I think this is like 2 years before I met Brandon and everybody else, okay? And way before I met you.
Yeah, you didn't meet me till 2019, so it was 3 years after. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like somewhere around late 2019, but that was a whole different can of worms then.
Oh, yeah.
But
good morning, good evening, and good night.
Oh yeah.
yeah, exactly. I was watching this video. This was the day after the Rumble, and it was called the number 30, the 2017 Royal Rumble number 30 reaction compilation.
Yes.
And it was like everybody that just hated, like, yeah, Samoa Joe, then better. What the fuck?
I know, right? And like, shit, if my phone was on.
Hated it. I was
if my phone was on that like if my phone like my battery died, I don't think I was doing that type of stuff back then, so I don't know if I would have done. Was I doing no, I didn't start YouTube until later on, like I think it was in the spring and summer of 2017. So yeah, like
that was, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I hated it too, but the problem was I never got a chance. I never did a live reaction of it or did anything like that of the sort. I mean, I didn't start doing that until like I didn't do live reactions until I met Brandon, when he started doing them. But I think that was the funniest thing I had ever seen, where the reaction for Roman Reigns coming out at number 30, that was awesome. I mean, you say what you will about anything else, but I'm telling you. Okay.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Like I remember it was like that. I think my reaction was motherfucker. Like it was funny because my favorite part,
Here.
was
This is
go ahead.
one of my. This is one of my favorite ones. If you could hear it, okay.
all right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's only half, only a bit of the live reaction. Okay, it's called WWE Royal Rumble 2017. Fans react to Roman Reigns number 30 compilation. This was 6 years ago, apparently. So,
Yeah, it's fun. Fuck, it's funny because like I remember in 2017 when I went to that. The only big thing I tried to go, like they had a meet and greet with AJ Styles, but fucking line cutters. Otherwise, I would have been able to meet him. But like fucking, but it wasn't like this year. I actually said that this year was probably. I know they had an event at the mall, Ingram Mall, for the 2007 one. They had like Jeff Hardy, Mickey James, Matt Hardy, and Mr. Candy there. But like, I'm trying to think. But this year, I always said this was probably the funnest wrestling experience I went to because, of course, they had WrestleCon where I met Sting and DDP, and it just, like I said, with the fan access area that they had underneath the Alamo Dome, it felt like an event. I remember though with Lennon. Lennon basically he went to some indie events with us, with me and Chase, and this was like the first time I felt bad for Lakers. It was like not only the fireworks, but also the fact that there were so many fucking people. So it was a lot different. I told her, I said, "Welcome to the big time, Lennon. You went from a couple of hundred people to tens of thousands of people." I'm like, you moved up, Lennon. And it was just so like helping him through that mob. That was fucking crazy, but it was nice. It was a good time we had. And then getting and leaving, shit, I couldn't even go to Whataburger because it was so fucking packed. But it was nice walking through the massive crowd on basically going back to the downtown area. That was a fun time. I'm trying to think, even going to Raw. I still remember last year when I went to Raw, my very first Raw, believe it or not. I've never been to SmackDowns. I've been to the WWE version of ECW, TNA Lockdown. Ironically, also at the Alamo Dome, which you could tell how Bush League they were because they only, like, as you see with the Rumble at the Alamo Dome, how massive it is. You look at they only did like a quarter of the Alamo Dome. They tarped off the rest. And they made it look good on TV, but being in attendance, you could basically see how like, I still don't understand why they did there. They would have had a better shot at the AT&T Center than they would have at fucking, that's where WWE usually hosts their show, or the Freeman Coliseum, where AEW sometimes hosts their shows.
I sent you 2 photos of part of the Rumble compilation reaction, all that. It's on your Facebook.
I'll have to check it once I'm done with the stream because I'm on my phone.
Oh, I know. You'll probably laugh at them anyway. First photo is a guy who in the crowd who's excited to find out who's number 30, and then the next photo is his reaction once Roman Reigns' theme hits, and it's just a face of disappointment, like, oh.
You know what? The closest thing I could say that to, I wonder if there's the same thing with this year's Rumble, because like with the botch, but also just the return of Nia Jax, that pissed me. Like I remember it was such a great Rumble, like the men's Rumble with Gunther lasting that long, and for the ladies out there knowing he could last like that long, getting that physical. Yeah. He a man of the women now.
He's a 60-minute man, baby.
But like that Rumble was so great. Like the final bits with Cody and Gunther, which I still said if Cody won the WWE title WrestleMania this year, I would have had him drop it to Gunther at SummerSlam. That's if he didn't have the Intercontinental title at the time. But regarding, because again, I thought Sheamus was going to win it at WrestleMania. So I was planning everything on if Cody won and if Gunther wasn't the champion after WrestleMania. But and then we got to the women's. I think the only match I didn't watch live, I was taking my break, going to get some food and going for a smoke. I think it was the Alexa Bliss Bianca Belair match. Because I made sure, because it was right when the main event was. I think it was right when the main event was starting. No. I take that back because it was the Hardy performance, and I like Hardy, the singer, but I was just not interested in watching a live concert.
Let me just say this: live concerts at a wrestling event equals bathroom break.
Oh, I don't mind if it's like an entrant, like if it's someone singing the guy out.
Oh no,
but if
really, I don't mind that either. I'm just thinking, like, if you're gonna have a live performance, and, like, save that for a rock concert, and for anyone who cares about your music. I mean, I'm not saying that to dog anybody. I'm just simply saying people pay to see a wrestling event. They go to a wrestling event. They don't go there to see a rock concert unless you're into the Rocks, rock concert.
Oh yeah. I remember when. Oh, go ahead, Dragon.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's right. Don't forget the first WrestleMania. It's somewhat like a show like that.
Yeah, that's true. Now, something I was gonna say. I remember when that was going on, but then when I heard Roman's music, I ran up the stairs to get back into my area, and I didn't even get to my seat, but I just got to the crowd to put the ones up. Because I said I didn't really care for the match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns until the end, because again I saw that 6 years prior and that was a better match between Roman and Kevin Owens at the 2017 Rumble. But I remember, like, I was only interested in just being able to be there for the entrance, put the finger up.
And it's so well. Then again, you gotta be more, you gotta be more, what's that word? It's you gotta be more,
Jordan's having a brain fart.
Yes,
Oh,
I am.
okay.
And it's bad.
Jordan, just use the easiest word to replace it.
Specific. You gotta be specific which finger you were using.
Oh yeah, the index finger for the one. No, and it's also
because you're no longer married.
No, you know what's funny though? even back in January when LA Knight came out, like for his match with Bray Wyatt.
Oh,
Bray got better reaction, but
I need to tell you this
go
real
ahead.
Quick. It turns out that match, that you're talking about, it was uploaded earlier today on YouTube on the WWE YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I think I rewatched the Peacock when I watched on Peacock because I just wanted to go back and watch some of Bray's matches, like his last televised match, of course, the Elimination Chamber match where he won WWE title, which is still one of the better Chamber matches. My favorite still is the first one from 2002. And even though I like the design of the current Chamber, I do still miss the old Chamber.
Hey,
but
do you think the people that he pinned in the Elimination Chamber were really credible?
Who, Wyatt?
Yeah. He pinned AJ Styles last, and who else did he pin?
He pinned Cena.
Yeah, but was that it? Well, that was pretty.
I mean, that's all he had to do. In fact, he pinned the reigning champion and he pinned the previous champion before Cena, so I'd say that's legit.
Yeah, because I don't think Ambrose pinned Corbin.
It's J-Man's legit. Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of other great champions. Like I did like the one from 2005, the one from New Year's Revolution, which is funny because I always criticize WWE for these lame pay-per-view names, right? And I always say they've got a back catalog, not just of their own names. Like Day One, that I understand it's like
God, don't even get me started on that event because
they could have easily brought back the New Year's. I like at least that
they could have done that, but they didn't.
I like at least that what you call it, that Sean does that for his for NXT and even Triple H beforehand with Halloween Havoc and what do you call it? Because again, it's like after I would say 2009 was like the year when they started doing just the generic and crappy names like Breaking Point, Bragging Rights, No, Over the Edge was 98, 99. No, then of course those two weren't like abysmal, but like of course we had the match themed ones. At least even TNA when they had the lockdown pay-per-views. At least those, even though the gimmick was that all matches were in cages for most of the time. I remember when they had lockdown here in San Antonio, I was excited because I was like, shit, they're going to be cage matches all show, and it wasn't. It was only for a few matches. But
weird. Lockdown's always been known for having every match in that pay-per-view for a cage match.
Yeah, it was Lockdown 2013. That was the one where
You mean wait, is that the one where Jeff Hardy lost the TNA title to Bully Ray?
Yes, that was when all the trash was thrown. Which I remember that was such a very great sight to see them trying to throw it over the cage.
Well, that's That's gonna be one throwing arm they've got.
Yeah, because that was a visual. I know some I'm a sucker for the old days of WCW when the NWO would fucking go ape shit on stuff, and then you just see fans throwing trash. I still remember I was rewatching Bash at the Beach '96, and just remembering this. I just watched the Indie when Hogan dropped the leg, and I remember when people would critique Bobby Heenan when Hogan came out and he said, "But whose side is he on?" And everybody's like, "Oh, he spoiled the finish." I was like, Heenan always thought Hogan was the bad guy, going back to his. So I don't think of him as spoiling the match. I think of him as just being.
He wasn't trying to spoil the match. That's just Bobby Heenan. He was always the enemy of Hulk Hogan. From 1985 all the way up to until that very moment.
I've always said this: Hogan was always a heel. He was a heel masquerading as a babyface. You don't do back rakes and.
So
Go ahead.
Just like Thunder Lips.
Thunder what?
Oh, Thunder Lips from Rocky.
Oh.
Was it Rocky? Yeah.
Yes. And he got fired from the NWA because of that.
The AWA, right? Yeah.
AWA, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because Hogan was not in. It wasn't, of course, technically not in WCW. I know it was the NWA, and then Jim Crockett, and then WCW.
They actually revived Jim Crockett. If you didn't know that right now.
They did that with Ric Flair's last match.
Yeah, but they legitimately revived Jim Crockett Promotions.
Really? I did not know that.
Well, now
hopefully
honestly,
hopefully it's better off than the NWA, because I was loving the revival of the NWA until really what killed it was the pandemic, and then recently, of course.
I agree.
Because I the only thing I didn't like before the pandemic was when they changed the theme song from Into the Fire to. I love Pantera, but Pantera was not. I just didn't feel like it
was actually more of a fitting intro theme for the for AEW Power, but
Yeah, and then of course recently I know they gave the title to EC3, but having Tyrus win the title, that was always to me that was like the death note of the whole NWA was
under
when
Billy
Tyrus.
Corgan.
Yeah. Because I just
what's so fitting? The fact that Tyrus loses the title to EC3, the fact that it was EC3 that brought Tyrus into
Brutus Clay. Never mind.
Yeah, Brutus Clay. Yeah. He brought Tyrus into TNA, and it's all come full circle. You got EC3, thanks to Tyrus, he comes into NWA and becomes the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
And then of course they were like, then the fans would chant, "Thank you, Tyrus," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like this guy, you're fucking like I saw like a clip of him doing a running splash, if you could call it that, and I was like,
no, that was a flop. You mean the running flop?
Oh yeah, the running flop like Flop Dollar.
Oh, do you remember the great debut of the Shockmaster?
Well, I remember we're watching clips of it. Yeah,
and Psycho said.
And then what was it? British Bulldog was like, "What the fuck" or something, or "What the fook."
and Sid Vicious, he sold the hell out of that promo.
And then fucking, what was it, Art Anderson or Ole Anderson doing the voiceover?
Oh my god! But
I'll say this: even
somebody
if
who was under that silver that
tugboat,
silver spray-
Tugboat.
like I'll say this: even if the trip didn't happen, I don't think that would have been remembered still. Like as far, I think the trip made it legendary, but I think I don't
Yeah,
think it would have
did.
been. I think it would have still been mocked at because of how cheap the look was. But I don't think. But the trip made it legendary. Like it was fun because
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't have anything. I'm surprised they didn't have anything like hanging off the guy's nipples just to make it more funnier.
You hear that? You hear that, Chayton?
what
like-
nipples?
No, hanging off his having something hanging off his nipples, like something
Oh,
like,
hanging. Oh,
like something like
Get it?
pom-pom.
Hang?
yeah.
Oh, I get it. Hang. Oh, God. But yeah, but that would have been. I think that would have been more funnier. But then again, it wasn't. I don't think it was going to happen because TV, guidelines and standards and practices.
Sup,
Hey,
ITB?
Oh, ITB, what are you doing here? Oh, by
Like
the way.
it's just crazy. Like there are certain things WWE did where we're laughable. Then there are ones that some people make fun of that I still think I even though like it has the stench of the movie Ready to Rumble. I still think the used properly. I think that triple stack cage could have been a good once in a blue moon match. I know they only used it twice. They used it in that Slamboree 2000, which was Arquette, Page, and fucking Jarrett. Then they had that War Game style match, which I like. Hell,
They
I
had
would
the
have been.
It was the Ready to Rumble triple cage match.
Yes. They had variations of the triple cage match. Like they had one in the Great American Bash in '88, and then they had the one where Hogan and Savage beat 8 of the heels at Uncensored '96 before the heel turn. That final shot of when Macho
Hey,
Man
Jordan, do you know
didn't
who's
realize-
the
oh,
best?
go ahead.
Jordan, do you know who's the best WCW champion of all time?
Who the best WCW champion was of all time?
Yeah, just two. Are you ready to hear it?
We're okay.
David Arquette and Vince Russo.
Son of a bitch!
I thought it was gonna be Kevin Nash.
You only
Well-
you would think of Kevin Nash.
Well, Chayton, what do you think?
I don't. Oh, it didn't put butts in seats, so I would disagree. I'd say Kevin Nash put more butts in seats as hell. I'd say Kevin Nash put more butts in seats as WWF champion than Vince Russo or David Arquette did. Like that's like, hey, what's up, big boy? George was talking bad shit about you. No, I'm kidding.
What's
But
poppin'?
but
What is poppin'?
But what was I saying though regarding all that? Fuck, I was trying to think. I'm trying to think of the other I've always liked the concept of the World War III match, but again, the execution, that's always going to be a match that's going to be difficult to film due to the 3 rings.
Hey, Insane Gaming wants to know if you can do some self promotion.
Yeah, I have you as a mod, so yeah, you're more than happy to.
Okay. Continue.
I'm usually open with anybody who's a mod. If they ever want to promote their channels or promote their fucking videos that they're doing, they're more than happy to. I usually don't have. That's like Omega doing a reaction to my stream. Well, it's not breaking news, big boy. I already knew that. I knew that months ago. I will not, unfortunately, be going to that event. I was actually not even going to meet Trish Stratus. I was more so wanting to go meet David Howard Thornton, who directed or who starred as Art the Clown in the Terrifier movies. But
Hey, that's on a
unfortunately, I will not be
Saturday,
going.
too.
Yeah, I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, and then
No.
October 7th. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
October
Britt
7th.
Baker's also supposed to be there too. Yeah, the last few, like all the wrestlers I met this year, MJF, of course. I met fucking who else? Who else have I met? Of course, DDP and Sting, and then of course last year I met the Bunny. I met fucking who else I meet?
Bunny.
Ron Simmons. I met
Damn.
and then of course Warlow and Tony Storm.
Hey.
I was telling the story to you, Jordan. I think on one of your reaction streams.
Pancakes, please sit on my
And
plate.
you
Wait,
also
what?
mentioned that you met DP and he looked like he could possibly be your pops, right?
Going to meet himself and along with Carol Weathers and a few others. What do you mean himself?
I meant like when you met DDP, does it feel like he's your pops?
Well, he has like a little rough voice like my dad did. But like I get what you mean though.
Wait. But was your dad positive? Like DDP.
Sometimes I guess that would be the best.
Remember the first time I saw you, I was like, "Oh, you like DDP," so I started call you washed up DDP.
And it's funny because because again when he like and again shout like I don't have an issue with Otaku, but when I'll say his name but because I'm not really talking shit, but like when Arthur and fucking because I thought so Arthur would hang out with Otaku and be with the Fortune 4 shooters, I thought that that he was going to what was the phrase? I was I thought maybe Arthur was a wrestling fan, so that's why I didn't think of it. But now knowing him,
I think he used to be a wrestling fan, from what I
Used to
gathered.
watch it, but not anymore because it's satanic.
well, and to be fair, like I from back in his time, like with that's like, hey Dragon, is Elmer Fudd gonna stop by later?
Who said that?
Who, a big boy, but who's Elmer Fudd?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Maybe. But like, what do you call it? I know. Remember, Dragon, when we were beefing with Otaku, we did the whole Elmer Fudd skit. Shtick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, want to hear my Elmer Fudd laugh?
Yeah, go ahead. Otaku, I think likes the thing when we were doing it. Go ahead.
Be very, very quiet. I'm not a wabbit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to do. I thought you were doing the Otaku.
What?
Dragon, big boy wants to give you the big boy, LMAO.
No, I'll tweet that way, you sick fuck. I'm
Hey,
talking to you, insane.
Or how about this one? How about-
Well, no. Remember,
what
Dragon.
do you guys think you're doing? Like you like making jokes about me? Hi.
I was gonna say, Dragon. Though, remember what I told you. If you ever came down here, your ass don't belong to Big Boy. Your ass belongs to Lennon. All right.
No, you sick fuck.
Friends.
But I see what you're trying to do.
But remember, Dragon.
Hey, you remember I made a promise. If I see you, I'm going to punch you.
In my gallbladder. But remember though, Dragon. Remember, your ass may belong to fucking Lennon, but your soul belongs to me.
Shush! You're not Shang Tsung, and Lennon. He is not a prison mate.
No, I was doing like the like an Undertaker type thing. That's Shang Tsung, but either way. But yeah, your ass may belong that. It's like Brandon.
Hey, Chayan, you don't decide that. Wanna know why?
Why?
Because you don't control me. And wanna know why you don't control me?
Why?
Because I'd rather be free than be a slave. And if you try to make me to a slave, I'll pick death before anything. And I'll fight tooth and nail to let you know that I can make my own decisions.
Well, something else I was gonna say with that is it's like Brandon's ass may belong to his lotion, but his soul belongs to Jordy.
Why are you mixing me in this?
No, hey.
I could say me, but I thought I'm waiting for Brandon to react.
The only reason why is because it's not the R&R show; it is the Jordy show.
Oh yes, George, like Grant Ray featuring or starring J-Man's.
Well, I just heard that I'm going to be taking over the show again this coming Thursday.
Yeah,
Brandon.
I knew it. I knew it was the Jordy.
There's a thing.
It's the Jordy. Oh, go ahead.
It's a thing Brandon has to do called PA announcing, which means he's got to earn some money.
Yes, the Jordy and Rave podcast. There we go.
Hey, do you remember the J-Man's Outcast?
Oh yes,
my
yes.
God.
The dollar store version of fucking the dollar store version of fucking the Hangman Outcast. It's like you remember like the dollar store Hulk Hogan, or was it
Okay.
Hogan on crack?
And not to mention, he never won any fights, but he lost quadruple times.
Okay.
Yes. Oh wait.
That's what I was gonna
Free
tell him.
or not, dragon. Your ass belongs to Lennon. Prepare your anus for that cane. It's a long
hell
cane too.
no. Oh, let me guess. Did everyone fell to Lennon? I guess I'm not gonna be that person. I'm gonna be like Austin when Austin beat up Vince at the hospital.
Oh God. Don't forget.
Yes,
Don't forget.
Yes, bedpan McMahon.
Hey, it was all Vince's idea. Just want to let you guys know.
Well, that makes sense, to be honest with you. Like, what was I gonna say though with all that? But yeah, like
You know,
I'm trying to think. Go
I
ahead.
was trying to see if Dragon, when he was saying, "I know what you're trying to do," when he says that, you know what it reminds me? I thought he was gonna say, "Oh, I know what you're trying to do. Don't even try that with me."
What do you
Well,
call it?
well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad people are still doing it, the voice, but for me, it lost its flavor since
In fact, you know what's so funny?
But I'm glad people are still
Even I
inspired.
do the impression from time to time whenever I try to, get my mom to smirk a little bit. Like when someone says, "But Arthur, we're not trying to change your perspective." I mean, like, "Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are, you little
Oh
bitch." Like,
yes,
seriously.
yeah.
I was like, I'll say this. I like we were talking about fucking what was it? I'm trying to think. I think we were
Dragon
talking
doesn't to the "oh yeah" anymore. What does that mean?
the dragon.
Oh, he doesn't do the oh yeah anymore. Oh no, man! I only do that if I want to impersonate Chayton. But which oh yeah you talking about? Are you talking about the Macho Man?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
not talking about. Wait, there's three oh yes. There's the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah, and there's the Macho Man. Oh yeah, and there's the Chayton. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So which one you
Fucking-
want?
I'm assuming he's wanting to me. Oh yeah. Someone
No.
was gonna say though. I was trying to think. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking to Omega about it because we were going off of also something I was saying about like what Insane and I were talking about a couple of days ago when I was doing a gameplay stream. I still may do the gameplay stream after this. I don't know yet. It just depends on how I feel once I get in. But what do you call? Oh wait, the Rock return did you like better? His 2011 return or his recent 2023 return? I still, even though I grew to hate it just because of what it led to, because I kind of consider him the beginning of the part-timer bullshit.
I would have to agree.
I'll say this though, nobody can disagree with me on this. Brock was a better part-timer than The Rock ever was.
Yeah.
But I will agree. I will say this though. I do, even though it led to shit that I didn't like, I still prefer the 2011 because I wasn't expecting it.
Same
Like the 2023 one, you kind of like the reaction was great. Like I was surprised because I thought maybe people would have a suspicion that he may return, he may come out. But
like here's
2011.
something-
Come
here's
out?
something
Are you talking come out like Jordy?
like shut the.
Oh my
fuck
god.
up. No, what really surprised me was the fact that the host of WrestleMania, before the commercial break, it came out of a vehicle with high heels and woman legs, and you thought
Yes,
immediately
yeah.
that the host was a hostess, but then that's when you realize the WWE swerved us, and it was The Rock
Bro.
that was actually, yeah, and it was
Whoa,
The Rock
whoa,
the whole
whoa.
time.
Well, Matt Riddle, man.
I
Oh,
agree.
speaking of Matt Riddle, he's fired now.
Yeah, I agree. Brock's return. Now that one I expected. That one because like that was also a trend that started with, especially with the WWE games, was that like when they had certain people as like pre-order bonuses, they would have they would later return or make their debuts. They did that with Brock, Goldberg,
Sting.
Sting, fucking Ultimate Warrior to a certain extent. I will always I like again I'm always a big Bill Goldberg detractor. I've always said because I now my reasoning is because he ended Bret Hart's career. Like yeah I still like like my mom loves Goldberg and I'll always make jokes
Oh my
regarding
god.
regarding
means-
You want to know?
You know what I
something?
mean,
Bret
Chayton?
Hart's-
It means you're always a HBK guy. That's why.
It's funny because I love Bret Hart, but I'm also a Shawn Michaels guy. It's funny. I'm like I'm on both camps, if you will. I'm not like on one side or the other, if you will.
You know, I don't think Bret Hart's career ended after that Goldberg kick. I mean, be honest with you. Here's the thing: Bret Hart's career ended the moment he left WWF.
Go on.
Well, and yeah, I get that. I will say though regarding him, I watch a YouTube channel called Wrestling Bios. He does a series called Reliving the War, which he
Oh, he's cool.
I love wrestling
that guy.
bios.
yeah, like I like that's like now whenever I talk about like my mom about it, I'll mention whenever
Hey,
I say
did you
Steve
see the recent
Blackman.
video, the one where it's episode 135.5 of Reliving the War.
I'm halfway done with it. Yeah, I was watching it a little bit before I went into work. Now I will always whenever I rewatch stuff, I always say whenever I say Steve Blackman, I always say Steve motherfucker Blackman. I like what he says. The most electrifying the what do you call it? The most electrifying move in sports entertainment. The
Delete
motherfucker
the
elbow.
Delete the weapon.
Yeah, or what he says,
I
or what he
love it when
says.
I think he loves putting over Steve Blackman. I
Who?
mean that.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember when I first started watching, I didn't really. I remember some of his earlier videos, his audio was very low. But I remember back in the day, the only thing I didn't like about him was that he sounded so monotone. But I actually like that it's grown on me, and plus he's added more character to it. So like when he says like those things where he says when he talks about Blackman saying, oh yeah, he hit with the Blackman torpedo, and I laugh because of how monotone he sounds. I think it's funnier now because he adds more character to it now.
Well,
And
the
then
guy's British. I mean, what do you expect out of him? I mean,
well,
he's trying-
there's another guy, Marky D123. That's another one I watch.
Marky
And
D, 1, 2, 3. What the? What is it?
you
what is
watch
up
him
with
too?
What is it? What is it with these weird usernames that have to go like? There was a thing called JC Ice and Wolfie D. Now we got someone named.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in the
Hey,
longest
do
yard.
you remember Glacier?
Well, and Marky. Well, oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say beforehand, Marky D also uses the same template for the Raw is War theme for his thumbnail or for his logo. So if you ever go on his channel, just he does a lot of TNA stuff. He mainly focuses on TNA stuff, but he does other stuff. Like he did stuff on West Briscoe and that's where he came up with the name Hawk Hogan. So he has like Hogan. Yeah, because he now has like Hawk like Hogan on a Hawk now. So he has a series called Ring of the Hawk.
Speaking of Hulk Hogan, he recently got married to his recent fiance.
Oh, that's
Why?
good.
Why?
Someone was gonna.
I don't know. I mean, hey, I mean, like, let me tell you something. If you were 70
Let me
years
tell you
young-
something.
Let me tell you something. What?
That's what he said.
Let me
Oh.
tell you something, brother.
Something I was gonna say though with the wrestling bios is I've grown an appreciation for Bret Hart's WCW run, especially like his heel work. I really like. I grew in I started to grow because I do. There are some moments from Bret's WCW career that I liked. Of course, his beginning feud before he left in '99 with Bill Goldberg when he did the whole the steel plate.
You're talking about the last Nitro of '98, right?
No, that was 99. This is when he was this right before he left.
You said
remember
the
when
steel
he?
plate.
Yeah, that was in '99 because that was right before.
No, that was in '98.
You want to fact check that because I remember it was in because he was injured at the end of '98.
Well, they were using the WCW Monday Nitro logo on the ring mat, so that has to be around that time frame.
Well, yeah, because they didn't start doing the new logo for Nitro until April of '99.
Exactly.
So I believe it was in March. I believe it was in around like it had to be between January. Well, I know it wasn't in January. At least I'm not aware of. I have to go back and look, but it was before It was right before they did the logo change. And I remember back when I was a kid, I did like the logo, the newer logo, but in retrospect, it does also bring back the bad moments, because that was the logo that we all know from the dying days of WCW.
Well, the thing
So,
is, you know what's so funny about that? You know why Bischoff okayed that at the time? He wanted to
What?
see if his like someone could do something, like and like try to bring something fresh. But the problem is, he actually regrets doing that. Having that.
Yeah. I will also say, though, that the logos that they had as the other different logo designs, I prefer the logo design that they went with over the ones that they were going to go with before everything. So I will say that. But again, it's not as memorable because, of course, like, it's still being used in some way, shape, or form today. Like, of course, with the what do you call it, the Hogan, or not the Hogan, sorry, the AEW Collision. Now, something else regarding all that was that I still, like, I'm excited because we're getting closer to, for the timeline of Reliving the War, we're getting closer to, in my opinion, the last great WCW pay-per-view, which was Spring Stampede 99. There were some good matches, like in pay-per-views or TV matches after that, but the last truly...
You're talking about like after, like once DDP became the new champion, right?
Yeah, that was when he won the Four Corners match with
right.
And all that. And also I will say this, I prefer the Spring Stampede logo from 99 and 2000 over the OG. I know that's kind of maybe controversial. Like, whenever I use that in universe mode, I always use the 99 2000s logo. There were some logo changes I liked for the pay-per-views. Like, I liked the Road Wild one. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Mayhem was a good one from 99. I know it was also made into a video game. I'm trying to think of the other logos that they redid. I liked the Starcade one from 99.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, March 29th, 1999. Okay.
Told ya.
Well, okay, I'm sorry, all right? Jeez.
I will take this. I will take this as a victory. I win again.
But you know what? That was the last time they ever used the old WCW logos for that week.
Hey.
Yeah, and then also Spring Stampede brought in
1999.
Yeah, like also Spring Stampede brought in one of my favorite short-lived gimmicks, which was the Macho Man's new gimmick that he was doing in 99.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna say this real quick.
The Macho Man is well hung.
At first,
What about Bonesaw?
Yeah, it's almost the same, But the thing is, I didn't really like it at first, but as I gotten to watch a little bit more of Macho Man's career, it started to grow on me. The new look.
I have always said
I actually love the part where they're in the Georgia Dome for a second time that year in July, and he's like, "Where's George, you son of a bitch?" He's saying that to Kevin Nash, though. By the way.
Oh, Big Boy saying you're getting old, you're losing your memory, and that's funny because I'm younger, or you're younger than me.
Yeah, that's funny because Big Boy's older than me, and he should know a lot about memory loss.
He's older than me too. What was I going to say, though? I still believe that version of Randy Savage would have worked in the Attitude Era in WWE. I think I know it was short-lived.
That's a bold statement right there.
Like, I could have seen, like, I could have believed that version of Savage would have, like, wrestled Stone Cold for the WWF title at, like, maybe a SummerSlam or something. I don't know.
But instead we got him versus Dennis Rodman.
Which is always funny because that was his last singles match in WCW. Yeah.
Well, on television and pay-per-view, but
yeah, his last match at WCW was, of course, the Battle Royal.
Well, no, not that. That I don't think that really counts because again, because his last singles match, it was in a house show for WCW, like a live event. But before
Give me a,
that
give me a
match,
second. I'm gonna transfer from my because I was thinking about ending the stream now, but I'm like, the conversation's going and all that. I'll keep it going for a little bit longer. So I'm gonna transfer from my laptop to my computer. So my phone to my computer.
Well, okay, I have a request for J-Man.
All right, I'm gonna bow out for just a moment. I'll be right back.
all right.
Hey, J-Man, since he's gone, I want you to return back to your cheating impression.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know about that, Dragon. I mean, I don't really swing that way, but if I ever did, then you'd be the first to know.
Remember how like every time you disappear, he reappears? It makes me
Yeah.
think that wait a minute, what if Cheating and Joy are the same person all this time?
Oh well, then that's another Houdini complex for you now, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like y'all arguing with each other. It's like you're arguing yourself.
Or oh yeah, because we got an ego complex, you know.
Hey, admitting is the first step.
What
of
are your
improvement.
thoughts on Glacier from WCW? I don't know. I mean, it's very vague because I never really. Okay, one, I never watched WCW a lot when I was a kid. I mean, the Monday Night War started, like a month after, no, 2 months after I was born, and I only remember vaguely of the Attitude Era when I was like 5 because I used to watch a little bit of it with my dad, like The Rock, Stone Cold, and all that, and Triple H, But as I got older and I got to watch, some more Monday Night Wars, like, 98, the year 98, which was actually a great, that was actually a great year for WWF, 1998. But Glacier, when it comes to his character, I always thought that the fact that they were trying to self-promote off of Mortal Kombat and that Mortal Kombat Conquest series, it was actually a little bit, tasteless at best.
Well, it's also like I didn't know until years later when I saw the Crow movie that Sting, of course, was when he went to Crow Sting that he was like basically paying homage to the Crow. It's like it wasn't like when he did that again in 2011 with the Sting, the Joker Sting. Which I'm glad that gimmick is getting a little more appreciation nowadays because I do miss Joker Sting. I didn't.
Well, that is Sting's favorite gimmick.
Yeah, because he got to be a little more, compared to
his vigilante side.
What are your thoughts on Savage's TNA career?
I'll give a quick answer for that on my side. I think Randy Savage's TNA career being cut short, the fact that it was due to health issues. I mean, I think he came back, thinking that he could still have one more run, outside of the WWE without having to go back there. And the original plans was for him to actually win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship from Jarrett at the next pay-per-view, Final Resolution, and then drop it back to him at Against All Odds, and that would have been the end of Savage's career as a whole. But because of that one match and one match only, and because he had to come out late, it was because he was going through a lot of health problems, and a lot of I think he was having drinking problems a little bit too, like he was passed out on something.
Yeah, because I remember because that was right when I started watching TNA because I remember my dad was just browsing through channels and he stumbled upon FS1 and he saw that there was some wrestling on. So he called for me and we saw, and it was cool because I never the only time I ever saw like a 6-eye ring was in some Lucha Libre stuff.
Yeah, AAA.
And then seeing some of the guys that I like, Raven and fucking DDP, that was like an 04. That was like right when they were gonna go to do I think it was either right before, I think it was right after Victory Road, and so like I remember that was like the first non-WWE pay-per-view I bought was the Victory Road or Turning Point. Which had was it Victory Road? Was it Turning Point that had the first Monsters Ball match? Or was it Victory Road?
No, it was Turning Point.
Okay, because I was trying to remember. I remember because I liked the gimmick where they were like isolated for 24 hours, and I liked like Raven, like how they showed it like in not Green's fucking not in not camouflage. Fuck.
It was Monty Brown, Raven, and Abyss,
Yeah.
I believe.
Monty Brown was another one, and I understand why he left. Because or he left WWE because of his family reasons, but like that was
Dude,
one.
Monty Brown had so much potential that Jeff Jarrett wasted. Like, you could have had one of the greatest rising stars, like right next to Bill Goldberg and Monty Brown, and Monty Brown was more talented and way good on the mic.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. Like, you know, it was like when Jarrett left in 2000 or in 06 after Bound for Glory, that was nice because again we had the whole like the different people kind of going after the title, like a Sting, Abyss, fucking Christian. I know Christian won the top previously, but
And that was during Jarrett's, tenure.
Yeah, but no, but he left at that time. Left,
Yeah.
wrestling wise. And hello, Cubics, how you doing, man? And so like you know, it was was Steiner versus Goldberg. Let's see.
Let me see here.
I gotta hide the previous comment.
First ever match I saw on TV was Steiner versus Goldberg in Sacramento, California, and that's what got me into it. Plus, my friends were Goldberg fanatics.
See, I was like, even back then, like my favorites were of course Sting and The Undertaker and Kane. And then there was that period where I and then for WCW or it was WCW, it was Sting, Hogan, and DDP were some of my favorites at that time. WWE was of course Taker, Kane. Trying to think of the other ones. I was a Stone Cold fan, but I wasn't like, you know, and then Triple, like DX, I was more of an NWO guy, Wolfpack, NWO, and all that stuff. And then then of course, but Sting was like my guy back then.
Oh yeah.
Same with The Undertaker, like.
Sorry about that. My cat was just messing with the door.
Hey, at least you don't hurt.
Like Sting, like I remember one of my favorite, and I talked to DDP about this. One of my favorite Nitro matches of all time was his match against Sting in '99. That was the night when Sting won the title, and then he lost it that same night back to DDP in that Four Corners match.
I always thought that was a dumb move right there. Like, you have this great match, and you have it, you know, right after the first hour of Nitro, and then you have him lose it back to the same guy you beat it for. Like, where is the logic?
Well,
You know,
I think they were probably trying to do.
WCW. This was
Yeah,
WCW.
I think they were trying to do what WWE was doing, where they were hotshot the belt. Like they did that in '98 when Kane won the title, and then fucking the next night he fucking lost to Austin, and they only did that to Paparazzi.
Yeah,
which
but
they
here's
did.
the problem. The fact that, you know, they did this because they didn't want to set a man on fire for real, that's their fault for wanting to promote that.
Yeah.
And they thought, well, Kane can't draw Raw dime. Well, we're going to have to drop it back to Austin the next night. Well, if you don't think he's a big draw, then why not let him and Austin face each other the next pay-per-view and have him drop that title back to Austin? at the next
See, and
pay-per-view?
Kane back then would have draw, like when Kane won the World Heavyweight title back in 2010. Like to me, I didn't think he was like that much of a draw anymore. It's like when Kane came back with the mask at the end of 2011. Like I was happy for it, but it was like it was funny because I preferred the I didn't like the mask he used. I loved the overhead mask he had when he came out. Like when he came out with that new mat, like that metallic black mask. I was like, Jesus, this is like Kane of old. He looks scary with that mask. And then when he took it off and showed the new mask, and I knew he was wearing a wig, but at least with the black mask, I thought it like you could kind of.
You do realize that, you know, I think his hair was shortening because I think one of two reasons. One, he's like a legit redhead in real life.
Yeah.
And on top of
I
that,
thought he's blonde.
No, he's not blonde. I think he's redhead.
It's like the
I believe.
Undertaker.
No, I thought Mark was
No,
red
he's
and
redhead
Glenn
because
was blonde.
because remember of his old character, Dr. Isaac Yankem.
He was blonde.
I think it was blonde in that one. I know Taker was a redhead. Like if you look at old photos of him like playing basketball and all that, he had red hair.
Well, he had red hair when he was.
Let's see. Well, I do, but like it was the Papa. Like to answer Big Boy's question, it was the Papa rating. That was the whole. Now, yeah, he was suffering from a staph infection at that time, so you would think that they could just hold it off, but that was the reason, because they did that all the time in that period with the wars going on. Because look at '99, how many times they basically, that was like probably one of the biggest years of them playing hot potato with that belt, with The Rock and Mankind, Austin and Undertaker, fucking
that
Mankind, Triple H, Vince McMahon, Triple H, fucking Big Show.
Potato.
You know, like WCW did that overload in fucking 2000. Like so many times the title either got vacated or it got fucking. I know Wrestling with Regret did a good video on that.
Or you had Vince Russo have a title change, to Jeff Jarrett like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, so like that's the whole thing.
Did you watch? I recently watched the Bash of the Beach, Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode, but I call a lot of bullshit out on both sides of the thing between Russo and Bischoff. Okay?
Well, yeah, and you know Bischoff is the biggest Hogan ass kisser in the world. Bro, actually, no, I take that back. Bruce Beefcake, then the Bischoff.
Dude, I made a Facebook post regarding Bischoff's, booking in regards to what would have happened after Hogan left, quote unquote, left WCW out of frustration. That you're supposed to have a new champion in like 3 months. So you're not having a world champion in 3 months until Halloween Havoc, until you have a unification bout with Hogan and the new champ. Like that was dumb. Like that is the dumbest idea I have ever heard of. Like who wants to wait for a world champion to be crowned in 3 months?
I still remember the idea that was going around, which I liked. The idea that was talk about someone who had wasted potential. When Bischoff talked about like his plans for the whole reset of WCW after when he was supposed to buy WCW. I remember there was a story where he was talking about where they would have all the guys that Steiner injured come back, and one of them being Goldberg. Goldberg would be the man to beat him. I don't know I believe it was before Starrcade. And then the main event of Starrcade 2001 was going to be Bill Goldberg defending the WCW title against Sean O'Haire. They were going to be building Sean O'Haire as the next big thing, no pun intended, and have
No, it's true because Zach Gowen, actually said that Sean O'Haire was like the next Goldberg or something like that. But
O'Haire was better than Goldberg. I don't care what anybody says. O'Haire in the ring and on the mic was light years. At that point, besides Mike Awesome, which I didn't
remember
find.
The Devil's Advocate.
Yes, that was going to be a great gimmick, but they fucking fucked that up when they just started pairing him with Roddy Piper, and then Piper getting canned basically killed his career. But something I was going to say was that
I think the whole point.
Go ahead, Jordan.
The point with Piper being there with O'Haire was to basically help him like mold like him and and help mentor him. That was the whole point.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't think O'Haire needed anybody to lead him, but if you wanted someone to mentor him, do that behind the scenes.
Yes. With O'Haire, I remember going back and watching some of his old WCW matches, and to see him doing a perfect backflip for a man his size, to do the things that he did, again, like back then we didn't see a lot of guys that size do it. Like nowadays we see like Luchasaurus or other people do that type of shit, Warlow or whatever. But like for him to do that type of stuff, and again, as when he went to WWE, he was getting very good on the mic. Like that could have been, if they knew ahead of time that Brock was leaving, and they probably didn't at that time. That could have been
they
your
wouldn't have known because Vince McMahon is such a dipsh, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, like Brock, like O'Haire. I've said O'Haire and Awesome. Those are like some of the biggest what ifs in
Wait. Sean O'Hare and Mike Awesome?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Mike Awesome, again, watching his ECW stuff, and even at the I know he wasn't the best on the mic, and the connection blood-wise with Hogan did him in as well when they started making him the fat chick thriller and that 70s guy. But like he was fucking like, again, another big man who did some things. Like I remember watching his Guilty as Charged 2000 match against Spike Dudley, and watching his entrance at his theme song, just him coming out. I said, this man should have been like that could have been one of your big unstoppable killers in like WWE. Just he had the presence to him. But
Yes,
again, I remember when he came in WCW, the one thing that did him in besides the Hogan stuff was his promo work. So he was like, it was too sweet of an opportunity. I probably said better than he did, but still. Like,
sweet of an
but like,
opportunity to pass.
but like these two guys, like it's like nowadays, like people ask like of what ifs.
You know,
currently.
Mike Awesome is related to Hogan as a
Hey,
nephew, right?
I'm gonna catch you guys later, all right? I'm gonna watch Jurassic Park.
All right, Jack.
All right. I think
Night.
I might head off too once I hit the 10% mark on my phone.
Yeah, I got 10 minutes as well on my thing. So I'll probably, if we're still all here, I'll probably just end at the 2-hour mark and all that. Now,
That's
something
fine.
else I was going to say regarding all that was that like a more recent what ifs. Of course, I've said that the biggest, like currently, probably one of the biggest what ifs was of course Velveteen Dream, but he tanked his career, and even Matt Riddle was another one. But like. I was
That's
watching
the thing, though, too. You know, is it factual or hearsay until we've seen it, before our very eyes? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the only thing we know of his criminal activity was shit he got arrested for. That was drug related shit, and I think assault or something. I can't recall exactly. But
And that was Matt Riddle, right?
No, Velveteen Dream.
Okay, Velveteen Dream.
Because even Velveteen Dream, we don't like again another person who was accused of, but there was no criminal things that led into anything.
Yeah.
Like it's like the whole. Even though I know Enzo Amore wasn't everybody's favorite, I was always pissed off of how they basically. I know again he wasn't like backstage.
The fact that he was done dirty by some whore.
Yeah.
That actually accused him for something that he did not do. And then the fact they still fired him anyway without even taking.
That was always what pissed me off about because again, even though people didn't like, it was just because again, I still will say the best part of his outside of his WWE career was his fucking rap song he did. I still I listen to it more so now due to my own situations with that, where it says gripping my consensual penis. I still that song still that where he says lying ass hoes. I'm like, oh, this song speaks to me more now than it did back then. But I even again, I know that even Matt Riddle, again, the accusation is Riddle have substance abuse issues and all that. He went to rehab, so that part I'm saying would say did him in. Now again, it's funny how certain people they brush the accusations under the rug, but others they just again with Enzo they just canned him. Now I will also say they probably did that also because that was the final straw for them. They were like, okay, we've had so many issues with him, this, that, and the third and all that. So we're just going to get rid of him. So I don't know. He could have done something very minor, even if that never happened. He could have done something minor that would have been the final straw. We don't know. Because they kept, again, Velveteen Dream, they kept him after the accusations. They were still booking him until they decided to get rid of him.
Yeah.
It's like all the releases. I most of the releases.
I don't agree with most of them, to be honest with you.
The only people I've said this. I was actually having a conversation with my mom because we were talking about because she was a Dolph Ziggler fan. I was telling her, I said, I've always said he would have killed it in Ring of Honor, but I said if I could sign 3 people of all the people got released, I would if Riddle can get his shit together, I would sign Riddle. I would sign him to AEW. I would sign Ziggler and Ali to Ring of Honor because I feel like they need more talent on Ring of Honor, more talent with name value, not just.
I feel like I wouldn't work for AEW, but I would work for Ring of Honor, even though it's owned by Tony Khan. I was saying, but the thing is, Ring of Honor needs more fixing than AEW, if I could be totally honest, because Ring of Honor has been around since February 23rd, 2002.
Yeah, like the only thing that interests me about Ring of Honor right now, if I'm being honest, is Athena. Like her skit with her minions, the minion training thing that they did. I've been loving Athena's character. My only thing is I just wish she was on AEW more because with Ring of Honor, I hate saying this, I compare it to current Impact right now. It's a dead brand. Like nobody cares unless it's on AEW TV.
But here's the problem. The only reason why it's not being cared for as much on its own television program on Honor Club is because they're like having so many of their champions and some of their roster members on AEW television so much is like, what's the point of even watching this product, even though they're all the same thing? But the thing
some of their big title changes were like on AEW when Jericho won it.
Yeah, Jericho, and then
Kingston.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston won it not too long ago. I mean, at the end of the day, now if you have someone like me in the mix, like I'm going to be in wrestling in about a year and a half, and if I can work my ass off through the Indies and probably through DPW, which is Deadlock Pro Wrestling in Durham, North Carolina, I want to see if I can try and fix Ring of Honor.
Hey, I would, because I was a fan, of course. Like I was familiar with Ring of Honor. I didn't start watching it more religiously until like 2013. That was like Adam Cole when he was a heel and he was a world champion. AJ Styles was coming in. I've always said I credit AJ Styles to me watching Ring of Honor and New Japan, and also New Japan. If it wasn't for AJ Styles, I may never have saw Kenny Omega for the first time.
I only watched Ring of Honor because there was nothing really to watch on Saturday nights back in those days.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was something I looked forward to, was watching Ring of Honor back like on Saturdays. Something else I was going to say regarding that. I'm hoping. I know Sami Callihan's contract's supposed to be up, and he's apparently not re-signing. I'm hoping that fucking. Deonna Purrazzo doesn't sign.
I heard Sheamus's contract in WWE is up till like somewhere in 2024.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if he doesn't re-sign, but I hope Deonna doesn't sign with Impact, re-sign with them. She is so good that she's wasting her talents on fucking Impact. Like she should be in AEW. She should be back in WWE with this new character. Like That's why I'm hoping for that she doesn't re-sign and that she goes, because there's, like I always said this, there's a lot of great talent in Impact. I will not discredit that. They're wasting their lives away with Impact. Josh Alexander, great talent, wasting his life away in Impact. Like nobody cares about the main event, Bound for Glory, being Alex Shelley and Josh Alexander because it's Impact.
If it was TNA, it'd probably be a different story.
It's going to be a great match. That's the one thing I will say. Yeah. It's going to be a great match. But again, it's like Impact celebrating 1,000 episodes, and they tried their damnedest to make it feel like it's a big deal. But I still didn't feel like, and plus they still make their booking decisions. Like I remember when they had, the Digital Media Championship between Tommy Dreamer and Kenny King. I thought, are you actually going to retire finally? Because I want you off my television screen. I'm sick to death of seeing Tommy fucking Dreamer in 2023. You were like, I've never really. I'll probably end after I do this rant. I've always hated Tommy Dreamer because I've never understood why so many companies would want to do anything with him, because I've never found him talented. He was a generic wrestler. He was the epitome of a generic wrestler back in ECW. Like that was, but to give him credit, that was the only time I ever actually cared about him was his feud with Raven. But I always felt he was a generic wrestler. Him and Sandman, I'll say Sandman too, but Dreamer especially. I think
Dreamer was more, very well gifted in ECW than he ever was in any other wrestling company.
Like he did. I remember he had that big story.
He was the heart and soul of ECW for a reason.
Yeah, he did that a big storyline in 09, winning the ECW title, and I thought back then that was his first time winning. No, it was his second or third time. I'm like thinking that wasn't, but it was like I just get so tired of seeing him, whether appearing in all these fucking companies, whether it's AEW when he was in the Casino Battle Royal and Double or Nothing.
And that was a one-time only thing too.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
I just was like, why is he just infected? Because I just and in ring work, there was plenty of other wrestlers in ECW, Mike Awesome for one, who was better than him in every way, shape, or form in the ring. He was not that good on the mic. I felt like he was generic at best. He had no character. He never has had a character. And to just see him winning the Digital Media Championship, a title that just like is, to me, looks like, even though that title means shit, like most of Impact's titles, they're secondary titles, not kind of the X Division or the TNA or Impact title. But like to see this 50-something-year-old man holding the title of the digital media era, basically, is laughable to me. And I just, when I saw him winning it, I just shook my head and I said, this is why I never can give a shit about Impact, because they give pieces of shit like this. And even though the whole controversy with the plane ride from hell, like I'm still a Ric Flair fan. I love Flair as a character and a performer, but like for him just to brush off, Tommy Dreamer to brush off the whole incident on the plane with Ric Flair basically sexually assaulting some women, for him just to brush it off and for him to still get work. I know he got suspended by Impact, but for him to get
no. I thought he was fired at first.
Well, maybe so, but him to still get work afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, granted, he didn't do the act, but he basically didn't disown it either. For him to do that shit, it's like I'm still a fan of Hogan. But was Hogan a racist piece of shit? Yes. I love Shawn Michaels. Was Shawn a fucking dick back in fucking the 90s? Oh, you bet your ass he was. Like
But
Benoit.
at least these men could change,
Yeah, Michael's like that, but like with fucking Dreamer doing that and fucking.
I'll say this about Tommy Dreamer. I'm not going to make any excuses for the guy. I mean, I love and respect him for all the contributions he's done for wrestling as a whole, but there comes a time when, I think you need to like let it go. Like there's no need for you to be doing this anymore.
And plus, like the other thing is, I don't know why, but I always feel dirty whenever he does tributes to wrestlers. I don't know why. Whenever a wrestler does, he always comes out dressed up like them or something, and he does certain people. And granted, certain people do everybody's moves, like Kevin Owens does a stunner, and all that. But I don't know. I just like he again, someone who I just never looked at as an original person. And
well,
like,
he was an ECW original. That's one thing.
Yeah. Like I've always said this. Like he was the template. One thing I will say, he was the template of the basic generic wrestler, and he was good at being the basic generic wrestler because he looked like, you see a lot of guys in the indies or backyard. I will always say he looks like any backyard or small time indie wrestler. T-shirt, fucking pants. He made a long career out of it. I will give him the credit that he's been able to keep himself relevant for all these years.
He used to have like a pair of wrestling tights and suspenders, at one time.
Oh yeah, back in the very, very early in his ECW career. Now, one last thing I'll do before we end it, because we just passed.
Let me answer this one question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Jordy, if you go to Ring of Honor, what would be the plan to make it better? To make it better, I just do it. But to answer it more, a better way, I'd have to start back from scratch. Like when they first had their TV deal with, the Sinclair Broadcast Group, I get them back into, small time, like auditoriums and all that other stuff, small venues, you know what I mean? Because that's what Ring of Honor was made for, and like, the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yes, I was about to say, why doesn't Tony Khan, because I'm sure he could afford it, why doesn't he have the Final Battle shows? Like maybe he could have all the other Ring of Honor shows in some smaller venues or some of the venues they use for AEW. But why doesn't he do Final Battle every year at the Hammerstein Ballroom? Because that was all when The two arenas I always think of, because I like Terminal 5.
Hammerstein Ball.
Terminal 5 that they did in 2014, I did like that venue. I will say that. But
I love Final Battle being in the Hammerstein Ballroom more than anything.
yeah, it's such a great arena. Like the closest thing I could use for here is like the Aztec Theater. So I'm going to see Lacuna Coil. They had some NXT shows and a Ring of Honor show at that. I wish I was able to go to those. One last thing I'll say, because I apologize to everybody if I missed some questions, because I know Will Ferrell asked a question, but I want to answer this for Desmond Miles. He said, when do you guys think the Attitude Era started? What year and moment? Personally,
97 for me.
Personally, I would say some of the earliest moments of Attitude was, and you may disagree, and I know I'm using this using this person as an example.
Go ahead.
Kevin Nash in late '95 with his tweener gimmick. That was like one of the first big tween. Oh, hey, Vince McMahon's here. Speaking of which, you smell money, all right, Vince. This show is money anyway. But was his tweener gimmick? But honestly, I would say late '96, early '97,
Right.
as the true start, because that was the time it's like episode 21 of the Hangman Outcast, the time when everybody was pissed off at everybody. You had so many people pissed off at something. You had Brett pissed off because he felt like he was being mistreated. You had Sid pissed off because of the situation between Shawn, Brett, him, and all that stuff. You had Taker pissed off at Mankind and fucking pissed off at everybody else. You had Austin just pissed off at everybody, especially Brett. You had Vader in the mix near in the beginning of '97. Like that was to me the beginning of it. Like now, as for the teases, like the first moment, just if you want to single out a moment, I would say '96. Pillman's Got a Gun. That was the first moment that I look at, like not counting Kevin Nash in '95, but and him flipping off the Undertaker at the Rumble in '96. But Pillman's Got a Gun in '96. That is to me the no pun intended, the first shot of Attitude. But I also credit Nash for kind of bringing in that kind of different look, because again we had that, and then we had some more hardcore matches in the beginning of '96 with the match between him and Shawn at In Your House. Was it Best Friends, Bitter Enemies? And then, of course, the Mind Games match between Shawn and Mankind. Those, and to me, one of the best main events that ended in a DQ. But those would be some of my things. But I would say '96 was like again, no pun intended, the genesis of Attitude.
Yeah.
But again, '97 is when it really Raw is War. Like you could say, like there's really no wrong answer, to be honest with you. You could say when Raw is War, when we got the Raw is War stage. Like there are so many moments that we could credit to that. So it's like we may have different opinions of it. Like Jordan said, '97, and all that. Those are like some of the moments that I would say, and all that. What, before we end this, what exact moment would you say, in your opinion, Jordan?
I think it all started at SummerSlam '97, because I think that's because the
Really, I was expecting the Bret Hart
Attitude
promo in beginning of '97.
The Attitude Era mode for WWE 13 actually, opened your eyes a little bit of what starts.
That is true. That is true.
Like it's the event where it all starts and the event it all ends.
Yeah, because that was also like DX would be forming not that long after. We also got my favorite era of Michaels when he would just walk down to the thing in his biker shorts and his fucking shirt just stripping and fucking just going ape shit, like rubbing the fucking shirt on his crotch and shit. Like Mr. Krabs when we got his $1 million or whatever.
Let's not forget he used to put a sock, around his jock area to make his, package look bigger. So
I still remember Montreal when he fucking had the Canadian flag and dropped it down and then started dry humping it. Like, but yeah, I was expecting you to say fucking 97 or the Bret Hart thing, because that's one that some people say too. But that was like, I know we're
I-
about
I
to
think
end it,
it
but I'll
all-
let him in for a split second.
I think it all started at SummerSlam '97 and ended the night after.
Don't worry, I ain't staying too long. Anyway.
Okay, and it ended at the night after Survivor Series '01 because again, there's a certain match on there in Attitude Era mode on off script where they have Lita versus Trish Stratus the night after Survivor Series 2001, and I was like, you know what? That's a perfect way because WCW and ECW are no more after Survivor Series. So
I will say this though, I get where you're coming from with that argument. I disagree though.
I know
I think when the Attitude Era ended,
WrestleMania
was- yeah.
17.
yeah, which is funny because that is considered one of the greatest WrestleMania or the greatest WrestleMania. That one I disagree with. My favorite WrestleMania of all time is actually 19. That had Vince McMahon's second best match with Hulk Hogan. I loved that street fight that they had. Had the finale of Austin and Rock, basically as full-time people. You had the match between Brock and Angle, which even though Angle's neck was fucked and Brock was fucked after the match or at the end of the match, still put on a great match.
Austin.
The only two matches that I really didn't care for besides maybe the pillow fight match, but again, as young kids, we probably loved that shit. But probably was the 2-on-1 handicap match between The Undertaker, Big Show, and A-Train, and I can't say it was a bad match. It was just the ending that sucked between Triple H and Booker T. I still think that match was good, but again, the ending kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
And then we had the great match between. I thought it was a great. I think it was It was the opener between Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight title.
I think part of me feels like I think Mysterio should have won, but
I
that's just my
agree.
opinion.
I will say though, some of my favorite pay-per-views were from 2001 to 2003. My favorite fucking SummerSlam is 2002. Again, Rey Mysterio. That was my first reintroduction to Rey was because I was briefly familiar with him. And then, of course, the street fight. And then, of course, when Brock won the title from The Rock. Survivor Series 02 is one of my favorite Survivor Series, which is funny because it did not have a single Survivor Series match.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Survivor Series 01 is another great one. WrestleMania, for WrestleMania 17 to 19, I thought were all excellent pay-per-views. So I thought that was I'm trying to think of another series of WrestleManias where they just were hitting out of the park each time. Because you had WrestleMania 30, which was great, WrestleMania 31, which was great, and then WrestleMania 32, which sucked. And then 33, which but I will still say the worst WrestleMania. I would say 27 because I hated the main event, and then Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler.
Jerry the King Lawler.
But I can't. It was a great match between Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio. Yeah. There was a great match between CM Punk and Randy Orton, and there was an excellent match between Triple H and The Undertaker, which I loved how that was like the first time that you really felt like Undertaker, like the idea of Undertaker becoming weak because as Father Time passes, and they build upon that for the Hell in a Cell match the following year.
He was weak because he had a lot of matches with Kane, and he was weak by that time. He was getting weak because of the incident. He was buried alive, Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was honestly, after WrestleMania 26, basically until WrestleMania 27, was one of my least favorite periods of The Undertaker was because of that, because I didn't like how they were booking him, even with the Kane stuff. I will say this, though. It may be controversial. I don't know. I truly, besides maybe the Inferno matches for the idea of the first time it ever happened, I honestly never thought Kane and Undertaker, they had great stories, but I never thought they had great matches. I never felt like they had a great match. I like the Inferno match, but again, that's just because for different reasons. But
well, honestly, my battery's at 4%.
Yeah.
I should have left as soon as it turned 10%. But hey,
oh yeah,
conversation tends to catch catch a lot of people, into that web of wanting to talk more, but
Oh no, I get you, man. I appreciate you coming in and talking for me with.
yeah,
We did.
no problem. And you guys have a great night. Brandon, I will take over for Thursday because you have something to do, like PA announcing.
Oh, Brandon's finally there. I was about to say lotion to see if he was there.
You be quiet, Chayton.
Did you hear what I said earlier? I said your ass may belong to your lotion, but your soul belongs to Jordan.
Oh, good God.
Well, at least it's not Dante.
There. My
At least
goodness.
it's not Dante. No, he's not. But yeah, I'll cover for
You know what they say, the
Thursday.
Brandon, lotion to the motion.
Oh, good God.
All right, Jordan, I appreciate it. Before I end this, I'll ask Kevin and Brandon where they believe, what moment did they believe that the Attitude Era began? I'll go with Brandon first.
Oh, God. Even though I basically, in my own opinion, basically, even though I watched it later on, though, back in 08, but if I had to choose during the wars and all that, I would say for me, I would have gone with 97 as well.
What moment do you think?
I also probably go with the Bret Hart, though, getting getting mad, all those other things,
Oh yeah, Jordan said SummerSlam '97. I was expecting him to say the Bret Hart thing. I said the Pillman's Got a Gun was like the first real moment.
Oh yeah,
Kevin, what about you?
Well, I didn't start watching WWE when I was in 98, but that's when I was I think it was I was 6 years old at the time.
I forget, Kevin. You're older than me, right?
Depends on your age.
How old are you, Kevin?
31.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be 29 in November, so you're older than me.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah, I started watching WWE in 1998. Around about that, 1999.
That was
But
big.
for last year, I started watching from Raw to beginning, so I didn't get to watch the old Raws back then. But since I've been watching it, I would say the original started from the Attitude Era when Raw started beginning. The very first Raw, I would say that would be the Attitude Era.
What do you mean, the Raw's War set?
Yeah, the very first Raw.
When they became Raw's War, right?
Yeah, that's when I would say the Attitude Era started slowly beginning.
Yeah, that's really there's no wrong answers. That's what I was even telling with Jordan and all that, because I even said 95 when Kevin Nash when Diesel turned kind of became a tweener when he was flipping off the Undertaker at Royal Rumble '96 and shit. So yeah, but yeah, guys, I appreciate everybody coming in and us shooting the shit and talking wrestling. I always appreciate that. Yeah, we'll feel less about that. Yeah, I agree. It was embarrassing. The whole feud was embarrassing. I remember when Brian Christopher came out to no reaction, and that was so sad. I never saw a return go out like a wet fart like that, But with that being said, guys, I appreciate it. Everybody tuning in, asking some questions, and all that good stuff. And with that, we'll end it here. And y'all have a good rest of your night going into the beginning of the work week. I go back in tomorrow at 5, and hopefully I won't get cut again. That's why I'm also looking for a second job right now, just to make sure everything goes good. But
so it's official. Chayton won Brandon's ass. No, so it's official.
What?
You were talking about his lotion.
Oh, so apparently I own Brandon's ass.
That's what you probably on about, so I'm guessing that.
Oh, Brandon, what do you think of that?
No comment, motherfucker.
I guess that's true then.
Oh, you be quiet, Kevin.
How about you make me, Brandon?
That's the other guy.
You want to get under the sheets with Kevin Daddy, Brandon?
You sick freaks.
He probably can't fit underneath the sheets anyway.
God damn it, you be quiet, Kevin. You do not want to know.
I know I don't want to know, thank you very much. You're right about that.
Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. And until next time, guys, thank you all for watching. And ta-ta for now.
Bye-bye.